Have you seen his probable cause affidavit?
No, Your Honor, I haven't seen it. That's what I'm trying to wait to see.
We'll get a copy.
Yeah, we got the
Right
file.
now.
We got the file coming down. I'll take a look at it, but I need some time to go over all that, Your Honor.
You are looking, in this case, you're Jessica Renee Anderson?
Yes.
This is a second-degree felony. You are looking at 20 years in prison. Do you understand
Yes.
how serious this is?
Yes.
I don't know what happened here. I'm reading this probable cause affidavit, but this is just bizarre. That's not acting like a lady. How many people did you punch out?
It was only one day. So
Just the police officer?
Yes.
Oh, you picked the wrong one there, didn't you? Also. Let's see. The policeman saw you charging toward a male sitting down, stating, and you were stating you were going to beat the, well, I'm not going to use that word, but it's a curse word out of him. That's not ladylike. Especially at midnight. What's going on at midnight? Why aren't y'all home?
I wasn't on.
Oh, you're at home here?
She, Your Honor, I talked to her earlier. Her and her sisters were out. Their mother had been murdered several years before, so they were kind of celebrating her birthday.
They were doing what?
They were celebrating her birthday. Her mother.
Honoring her.
Honor her birthday.
Yeah,
Yes. Honor her birthday. She came home. She
Everybody
was.
celebrates a death.
Well, no, they're not celebrating that. They're just honoring her birthday and celebrating her mother. She came home, was intoxicated, walked to the store, and that's when all this happened. And she shouldn't have even left the house. She knows that, and she was in a very intoxicated kind of state, and it snowballed and ended up.
Well, it's terrible.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
mean, in a function to honor your deceased mother, so you quite naturally get intoxicated and get arrested. That's no way to honor. That's no way to honor. I'm sure your mom was a wonderful lady who would be disappointed. Yeah. Yeah, how much time do you want?
Like 30 days, Your Honor.
You got it.
4 weeks.
You got it.
We can reset.
Does she have some kind of a alcohol monitor or anything like that?
I don't think that, Your Honor. I think this is kind of
All right. We're gonna get a resetting. She just needs to have a seat
Sure.
before she leaves. David Anthony Colbert?
Whether or not they.
That's you? I'm sorry?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you know this man? Who's your attorney? Have you ever met him before? John West? You just met him?
Yes.
Okay. Did you get retained? Are you retained?
No, I'm court appointed as part of it. Offender.
Well, let me ask you, first of all, are you employed anywhere?
No, I'm working.
Do you have any income at all?
I'm working with like labor next stuff.
Do you have any income at all? Is my question to you, sir.
I mean, no, not for people. I mean, it's a side job, but like it's not.
I can't understand. Yeah, you're gonna have to
Speak long player.
I said it's not every day. Not an everyday job.
because this says you have zero income.
Nah, yeah.
This is what you signed under oath.
I don't work every day. I ain't working none of this.
Do you work part-time or does everybody else pay your way through life? What's the deal?
Just tell you.
You have to be independent, right?
Just tell you I work every night.
Doing what?
Just tell you labor max and people really.
You know what? When I ask you questions, I expect an answer for you straightforward. Okay? And don't criticize me. You're the one charged with a third-degree felony here. You need to navigate this responsibly. It's saying that you didn't follow the rules. So just please be courteous, okay? Can you do that? Can you do that?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. You're charged with this third-degree felony of assault of a family member by choking them. This carries with it up to 10 years in prison. Do you understand? 10 years in prison. Okay. Have you ever been charged with an offense before?
Yeah,
You ever been convicted of anything before?
not knowing.
Listen closely. Have you ever been convicted of anything before? What?
Used to be a gun case.
Where, in what county? Have you lived in China your whole life?
Not from my,
It says you live in China.
yeah, but I'm not from my.
Do we have a problem communicating here? I'm asking you, have you lived there your whole life?
Yeah, I lived out there, but I,
Be nice and courteous, or you get a timeout in the box, okay? How long have you lived in China?
2 years.
Before that,
My second year.
before that, where did you live?
Oh,
Okay, and how long did you live in Beaumont?
all my life.
Okay, you were born here? Where'd you go to school?
Nah, places.
A lot of places. No, did you graduate from high school?
No.
Let me see. I don't know. I don't know that. Let's see. Oh, yeah. It says you've been arrested 9 times, including this one. And this isn't the first family violence. 2 marijuanas, unlawfully carrying a weapon, evading detention, resisting arrest, and assault. What's let me see some of the dispositions.
This is the 4th offense with the same lady. Each of the other 3 offenses have been dismissed. The state's going to proceed on this case, whether she's going to cooperate or not, because we have a video as well as 2 independent witnesses.
This was dismissed because it was-
This is you're saying this is the 4th time
This is
he's
the
charged
4th
with
time.
assaulting that lady?
Yes, sir. So whether or not she cooperates, I'm going to move forward with prosecution.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. He was speaking. You get a chance to speak. That's rude. Everybody knows that. We learned that in 3rd grade, not to interrupt people. Thank you. You just don't follow the rules. Whether it's law or decorum. You got to treat people politely. Harm no one. Live honestly. Give each person respect. Assaulting somebody 4 times doesn't show that you're doing that. Did you just interrupt me again? See, we learned that when we were kids. My goodness, you're gonna have to take your first step at a time here. You're rude. Pull that last one. The one before that. The position.
Jason Jail.
So you did 6 months for the resisting arrest? You did 6 months for the resisting arrest in 21?
All 3 of these were disposed of at the same time.
What, show me what were they all misdemeanor?
Yes, sir, all misdemeanors. He got 100 days in jail for all of them. And then it was like these, the 2 marijuana possession, and then this unlawfully carrying. And this because he was moving those 3. So all of this was taken care of.
2 weapons,
Today.
2 weapons and the resisting arrest? Okay.
But the resisting, the evading, and the weapons charge were all convictions. The second weapons charge and the 2 marijuana were dismissed due to the mechanism of this.
Oh, this probable cause affidavit states that the victim said you strangled her with both of your hands. She couldn't breathe for several minutes. You have assaulted her several times and she wished to file charges. And so here you are. You said there's a video of that?
There is, yes. That, and there are two store clerks where this happened that witnessed the event as well.
All right, here's what is your bond right now?
My bond was 15.
Sure.
Huh?
I'm sure it's probably 15,000. It's probably 1,500.
Yes, we paid 10%.
Yeah, it's paid 1,500 bond out.
Correct, 15,000.
Okay, what else? Is that it?
Yes.
Are there any other conditions? Okay, here's what you're going to be ordered to do. Have no contact with this lady. You understand? Huh? Okay, and you're going to have you're ordered to have a GPS device on you so I know where you are so you don't contact her. Okay? That's a condition of your mind. You find that funny?
No.
Yeah, well, I don't see anything funny here. This is pretty serious by assaulting ladies.
Yeah, but
This
what
is-
you saying
you know
is
what?
not
You can sit over at timeout when you learn to quit interrupting. All right, we'll go to somebody else. We've got and 23 CR 1726 is called Mariala Zapata. That's you? Present with Mr. Adams, your attorney, and the state's attorney.
Yes,
Does the defendant waive a formal reading of the indictment and arraignment here? Can we proceed in summary?
Yes, sir.
In summary, this indictment alleges that on or about December 15th, 2020, in Jefferson County, Texas, you committed the second-degree felony of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon by using an automobile as a deadly weapon. Well, that's not a good thing. Do you understand what you're charged with? This is a second-degree felony. If convicted, you face a term of not more than 20 years or less than 2 years in prison. In addition, a fine may be assessed not to exceed $10,000. Do you understand? An agreement's been reached. You would be pleading guilty and placed on deferred or unadjudicated probation, which can be up to 10 years in length. There is no fine. This is showing restitution is in the amount of $70,000. Do you understand?
She's telling us that the owner of the vehicle had insurance that covered a lot of it, but I don't have any proof of that. So that's what the complaint witness requested. They were still getting treatment.
Well, that's fine,
Yes,
except,
Update that.
but the way I look at it is if it's State Farm insurance, my insurance just went up. I mean, the insurance pays
Yes, sir.
when it's an intentional act. So
Yes.
they get the money.
Mhm.
Somebody is lost on an intentional act, somebody gets paid. And if it's insurance just doesn't grow money, the insured's pay.
Yes, sir.
And like, if it's State Farm, it's me.
Yes, sir.
And our rates go up, but that's how you're going to end up having to pay $70,000 back to somebody to fix this, which is what happens when you make a mistake. Okay. If I follow this agreement, you have no right of appeal of your case. Do you understand? How do you plead to this indictment charging you with the second-degree felony of aggravated assault? Guilty or not guilty? Are you pleading guilty voluntarily, that is on your own free will, and because you are guilty? I showed you what's marked as State's Exhibit 1. Did you sign that document voluntarily? Did you understand it, discuss it with your attorney? Are the contents all true and correct? State's Exhibit 1 is tendered into evidence without objection.
No objection.
Admitted. Among other things, this states that you were mentally competent to enter your guilty plea, which is freely and voluntarily made. You know what you've been charged with. The indictment's been read to you. You've read it. You were guilty of this crime and any lesser included offenses. You were giving up your rights to a jury trial and the right to the appearance, confrontation, cross-examination of witnesses. You were totally satisfied with the representation provided by your lawyer. All true, so help you God. State's Exhibit 1 is made a part of the record for all purposes.
No, sir.
Is a pre-sentence report, Wayne?
Oh, yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Anything else to add?
No,
Are you
you're-
ready to follow this? If nothing further, I'm going to find, ma'am, you are pleading guilty today voluntarily. You are mentally competent to do so. You understand and appreciate the consequences of pleading guilty? There's sufficient evidence supporting your guilty plea from State's Exhibit 1 to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt, but you're going to get a second chance on this. I'm going to place you on deferred or unadjudicated probation for 10 years. You must pay restitution in the amount of $70,000. This is going to go to the complainant who was struck by your vehicle or her insurance if the insurance reimbursed for the loss already. You must. Have you finished your high school education? You have? Okay. There will be terms and conditions of probation, which are normal and customary for this type of offense. I'm going to ask also that we add a defensive driving. Force requirement. I don't know why that's not required for everybody anyway.
Just for the court's information, this was an intoxication assault that was changed to an aggravated assault. The complaining witness requested that she receive deferred probation because she did not want to ruin the defendant's life for a one-time mistake.
So what happened was you were intoxicated driving the wrong way on a highway and hit another vehicle.
Yes.
What was the blood draw?
It was 0.087, just barely above the legal limit. As I said, I spoke to the complaining witness at length, and she said that she did not wish to have the defendant incarcerated. She wanted her to have a second
She's going
chance.
to jail.
Well, I understand.
Yeah.
I just-
If if she would have been killed in this wreck, you would have been charged with manslaughter. And I've done this for 17 years. Every manslaughter case we've tried in this court has received 20 years in prison, the maximum. That's what the juries do. They're not tolerant of people who are intoxicated and drive because it's a 4,000-pound missile. And there's more crying and weeping and emotion in these cases because people don't understand how others can be so selfish. Because it is when you're drinking and driving. You've got to think of everybody else on the road because their lives are in your hands. You're going to do 30 days in the county jail. And are you employed?
Yeah.
Are you employed?
No, she's not. She was employed.
Well, that's going to begin this Friday on or before 6:00 p.m. You must report for 30 days in the county jail as a condition of probation. I think that's covers what we need to in this. Is there anything else? No?
No.
Okay. Please see the probation officer and we will begin this probation and you must report again Friday in the county jail.
Thank you.
Yes. Mr. Colbert, come on in. He failed his drug test too. What's his bond, Colbert?
It is $15,000, sir.
Yeah, your bond, you have failed your drug test. You've got marijuana in you, which is illegal. while on bond, you cannot commit a crime like having drugs in you.
Yeah, so this is what I'm saying.
You have the scientific test, so the drugs are in you, your bond is revoked, and it's 15.
Currently $15.
It will be 30,000 plus you have to have a drug patch as a condition of bond. You'll be taken into custody. Please
Yeah,
follow the
this is what
rules.
I'm saying.
John,
If I got out of the jail on bond,
that's enough.
I mean, I'm still, right?
Hmm?
I'm still dirty, right? If I
No.
got out of jail on bond, right? Yeah, because I was smoking while I was on bond, before I went to jail.
What do you want you want me to revoke your bond until the case is disposed? What are you asking for?
Sir, all I'm saying is if I'm on bond, right? I know I'm on bond.
Yeah, no, you have to get a drug patch as a condition of bond, and that will
I got
test you.
arrested in jail.
I will test you it will test immediately. And if it shows up dirty, then you'll be arrested again and we'll go through this one more time.
No, I ain't trying to arrest. I ain't trying to arrest again.
Yeah.
I ain't doing
Well, you're
that.
taken into custody and until you have a drug patch on and your bond is double. And that's,
Yeah, but that's crazy because
That's crazy.
I just got out of jail.
I'll tell you what's crazy is whatever you do when you commit crimes, that's what's crazy.
Yeah, but if I went
And to
jail-
use drugs while on,
No,
to
I
use
did-
drugs.
I used drugs before that. If I'm smoking weed don't stay in your system for 6 months to a year, right? That mean I just bonded out on this case. That ain't been
You
a
got
whole
drugs
year.
in you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it haven't been a whole year though.
Okay.
That's what I'm
The,
saying.
the debate is over with. You're in custody, period. In the ball
Yeah,
game.
well, yeah,
The scientific tests showed that you had drugs in
It was
you.
gonna show dirty anyway.
You know what? Are you a smart guy?
Yeah, it was gonna show dirty anyway.
Well,
if I-
it's
even
not
if
very
I
smart,
didn't bond.
not very smart to be using drugs while on.
How you using
bond.
drugs when I was using drugs before I bonded out?
You know, you're going to jail. It's unwise to do things to put yourself in jail.
Yeah, but before I went to jail, I was already.
And talking isn't going to change my mind.
I know. it.
Thank you. Bye.
Yeah.
Follow the rules.
Do you still want to have the GPS device that you ordered?
Yeah. Yeah, we want to know where he is all the time.
Right, I just need to confirm.
See, kids, a lesson there. Follow the rules.